Good morning, crypto land. Of course, Black Crypto here bringing you a cryptocurrency video. One of the things that I really like to do is, of course, to watch the sunrise, catch a little bit of peace, and just see the world in a different light. Of course, you need to get outside. Disconnect yourself and get outside and just absorb nature for what it is. Matter of fact, I'll actually show you. Very nice, very peaceful. But it's spring right now. It's going to be spring break and all of that kind of stuff. And I hope you're going to be getting out there and I hope you're going to be enjoying yourself. But one of the things that is happening is a whole lot of change. And a whole lot of change that is happening that you may not realize. I'm sorry also if you might be hearing the water rushing up against the rocks and stuff like that. But, you know, there's a lot of changes that are happening and happening underneath the hood. Some people are happy with those changes and a lot of people are not happy with those changes. Most people are never happy with change. One of the reasons why people are not happy with change is because they've become comfortable in what they're doing, comfortable in their routine, comfortable in the way that things were. But one of the things that you cannot do is stop time. And with time comes progress. And with that progress, of course, things must progress. I mean, if you are in the same house with the same technology as in 40 years ago, you may not be able to survive today. Why? Because the wiring, for instance, may cause you to consume more energy, right? You may have the same old phone from 5, 10 years ago or something like that. Well, not 10 years ago. I hope you don't have a phone from 10 years ago. But you may have the same old phone and not realize how insecure it is, or without you updating it, updating new technology. And that's one of the things that are happening in terms of progress, new technology. With that new technology, things are becoming a whole lot easier. And it's one of those things that you don't have to be afraid of because they are helping to assist you. Say, for instance, of course, with AI, right? A lot of people do not even know what AI is. A lot of people do not know in terms of course, that, in terms of what that does that intelligent mean. Is it some kind of sentient being all on its own, or is it just a supercomputer that's really there to help you or to find information a whole lot quicker? We're seeing that technology is being integrated in so many different ways. There's a lot of people that are afraid of new technology. I remember when people did not want to use a credit card on the internet. It was one of those things where, man, hackers, they can get my information and I don't want to put it on this site. What is this website? Why would I want to give a company my, you know, credit card information to have it? But of course, it's second nature to us today. We don't think about how technology has continually gotten better because we are so used to using that technology, or it's commonplace. Of course, with internet speeds, right? With internet speeds, many people remember, of course, dial-up. But people don't remember all of the different changes in between then, especially if you're a younger person. You don't remember the ISDN. You don't remember, of course, how, the internet speeds, for instance, right? That was in the, KB kilobytes, and then you have the megabytes, and now you have the gigabytes and stuff like that. And of course, in enterprise, you have the terabytes and things of that nature. Of course, for instance, like in the homes, now you've seen, of course, in the States that they're advertising 10 gigabit connections. That was unheard of course, many, many years ago. Just like with a cell phone, you see people in terms of going from, of course, a simple 2G to 3G, right? And then now we got 5G, but of course, they're already working on 6G. So these are the things that you don't really pay attention to because you're just going about your daily lives, and it's second nature. But you must pay attention to these things because why? It will help you to be a better individual. It will probably also help you to progress your own self, whether it is business, for instance, right? Many things also started off as something negative, as something bad, but that's the way to get the kinks out. That's the way to, of course, see what are the problems and then fix them so that they can be better for the use of the world, right? I mean, many things that you've used, for instance, from whether it was like a Facebook, right? You don't want to talk about the scandals that Facebook had early in the beginnings, but it was necessary to, of course, get the bad actors out, and it was necessary to improve that technology. You have a lot of different things in terms of technologies that are very insecure. And of course, bad actors are, of course, using those vulnerabilities for their advantages. And you always hear about these things because, of course, as they say in terms of in terms of bad news or I mean or rumors. I mean, of course, why believe the truth when they're, I forgot the saying, when rumors better or whatever the case may be. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of people are more attracted to sensational news, or for instance, when you hear these bad stories about things happening and then you try to stay away from it. But those might be the times when it's your opportunity to get involved with it. Of course, if something is not illegal, right? Crypto. Still to this day, in terms of 2023 March, right? There are many aspects in terms of government has not yet made it illegal. But the news of bad actors will make you think that it's illegal and you will stay away from it and not try to seek out the opportunities in it, or at least understand it and understand where we're going. I've always said from the beginning that crypto is not about the money, not about the money. Been saying that for a very long time. It's about the technology. What can this technology do for us today, or what can this technology do for us in the future? Of course, when we saw the white paper from Satoshi Sakamoto, Satoshi, it wasn't about money. It was about a transfer system, peer-to-peer monetary transfer system, which was the blockchain itself. And in that blockchain, there is so many things that you can do. But for many people, you do not understand technology. You don't understand the past. You don't understand how technology has progressed to be this blockchain technology, and it was built upon many other technologies from the past. That's one of the things that I want to point out. A lot of people do not go back in the past because they're caught up in the now, and that causes them to miss out on the future. Listen, I'm guilty of it as myself. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities that I've missed because I didn't want to go back. I'm going to start going back. What they say in terms of the blockchain technology, in terms of being immutable, in terms of you not being able to change it, that is very powerful. But it shows you also that you can now see a list of transactions and go back into it to see what was going on, and then make your assessment in terms of what's probably happening right now or what will happen in the future. This is going to be the building block for a lot of technologies in the future, and I've been saying it a long time. AI is taking off right now in a very big way, whether it's, of course, as we're being introduced to it in terms of publicly, in terms of ChatGPT. But AI has been around for many, many, many of years. Just like other technologies have been around for many years. And it's only getting better because the technology or other third-party technologies are getting better. And then they're able to integrate them into themselves to then make themselves, of course, better. Of course, AI has been around, whether it has been you just trying to find directions. Do you think that is just a simple turn by turn? No, of course, to know traffic conditions, right? And how to map you around those traffic conditions when an accident happens, or, when, to predict that, traffic would be slowed down in a particular area. So let me reroute you to this particular area. That is in part, of course, AI. Now, AI comes in many different forms, and it will, of course, mature to be in many different forms. So you need to get used to AI. You need to get used to future technologies. I remember back in the day, some people would say, hey, man, I would never carry around a phone. I'd just rather keep a beeper. But then you can't separate them from them phones today, right? Now, you have to start embracing new technology. There's a lot of other things coming that I've been telling you all about, of course, in terms of AR, right? artificial, of course, and I mean artificial intelligence, and then augmented reality with AR. These are two things that you must start paying attention because they are going to change this world in ways that you will not imagine. It's not because it's cool, it's a nice new game, or it's just helping us with maps or anything of that nature, but our way of living is going to change. The way that you interact with each other is going to change. The way that you do business is going to change. Who would have ever thought that you would be able to buy a book online? Well, if you talk about Amazon and the way that that company started, hey, I'm not going to buy a book online. I mean, I'd rather just go into Barnes and Noble and go and read that book. And if I like it, I'll go ahead and purchase it. But you were probably not thinking how that company was going to change the way the web works entirely. Many websites are actually ran off of Amazon services. But of course, many other technologies have come about because of that one company, whether it's automation and robots and different things like that. Hey, robots. We've had robots for a very long time, but they're only getting smarter and better and more convincing. That's the key. So are you going to be afraid of these things or understand that, hey, we're now going towards the Jetsons and we need to be a part of course, this change and understand it for ourselves so we can be ready or we can improve our lives, whether it's our financial situation or it's just our way of living, right? So that's one of the things that I want to really just share with you guys in terms of, stop being afraid of how technology is changing. Some people are against the government because they want to enact new things. But you must always see the positive in these changes and say to yourself, how can you, of course, benefit from these changes rather than stick your finger up and say, hey, I don't want this particular change. Because you will not be able to stop it. Just like time, you cannot stop time. Of course, if you can stop time, then you will be the person that will be able to control the entire universe. So of course, just like energy, you must let it flow and you must go with it. When it comes to AI, I'm very excited about AI and I'm definitely working in concepts in terms of AI. I'm working in concept of, AR. There are a lot of other technologies that have been introduced to you, but you probably have not paid attention to in terms of IoT, Internet of Things. Don't wait until you have a new gadget in your home, for instance, a new smart thermostat, right? How can I maybe build a new smart device? Maybe I need to look for companies like that if I want to have a financial freedom or in terms of future. Maybe I need to invest in those type of businesses. If you're not an entrepreneur yourself to create a company around those technologies, then maybe you're an individual that want to, of course, change your daily lives by investing in that type of company, not financial advice, of course, right? When it comes to crypto, we're seeing crypto in the market in terms of what has happened over the last several months, especially from November. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't need to talk about it. I've already made many videos about exactly what was going on. But if I told you that certain things needed to happen for progress, you may not understand what that means. Now, I will say in terms of that situation that there was a whole lot that you missed because of the smoke screens and smoke screens that's happening. Oh man, the sun is coming out. It's so beautiful right now. That's why I'm getting a lot brighter. Just to get that sun on your face and everything like that. But I've learned so much from that crash and so much from what that guy did, right? That's what in the public is telling you in terms of he's such a bad person and of course what's going to happen with this whole FDX. Listen, I mean personally, I understand, I can say, personally me, I got bankruptcy papers because of course I had money in some companies that went down, right? Of course I'm still here. I wasn't directly affiliated in terms of sponsored or received any kind of money from them in that respect, but there are some things that needed to happen. And if you pay close attention, you will know exactly what to do for the future. So for instance, if the governments didn't know certain things in the past about certain bad actors or bad programs or things of that nature, they would not have known how to fix them. Does that mean that you have to stay away from it? No, absolutely not. But in any event, in the future now, as we go forward, we can understand crypto a whole lot better and make changes so that it will be better for you in the public. And that's exactly what's happening. So you can be a person that sits on the sideline and then, of course, wait until those things actually happen. Or you can be a person that, of course, say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm going to go with the change. Or I'm going to make changes myself. Maybe you don't have the skill set to make these changes, and that's fine. But one of the things that you can definitely do is, of course, have a more open mind about what's going on. If you had an open mind about, for instance, cell phones, right, or old technologies, you would be the person that probably had a cell phone or technology shop, right? Because you understood it a lot faster than everybody else. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to get away from that. Hey, that's a scam. Hey, that's this. Hey, that's that. Maybe some things are scams, or maybe that one individual or that one company was a scam. Is the technology a scam? Is the concept a scam? Anyway, I just wanted to make these thoughts and just pretty much say that it's about to start, raining right now. Um, Even though the sun is coming out and everything, that's a little bit bright. Of course, behind me it's a little bit darker. But embrace technology, embrace change, and understand why those changes are actually happening. And that's why I had to step away for a little while because I needed to see what was going on in the real world. And then, of course, bring that back to what I'm doing. Of course, like with NFTs and the NFTs that I'm going to be putting out there. I haven't done any NFTs or anything with a lot of different things in terms of crypto, of course, because I've been steward of the technology and understanding and building on that technology. But now I'm definitely ready to produce a lot of things, and I'm going to be bringing more information to you on that. So definitely continue to support me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime I release any new videos. And most important, definitely follow me on my social media, whether it's Instagram, and more importantly, like I always say, you guys, follow me on Twitter, BLK Crypto. I'm Black Crypto. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be smart, enjoy life, and build. See you later.